We have a trade. The Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
The Jacksonville Jaguars shocked the NFL world when they traded a king's ransom to move up and draft Travis Hunter at number 2.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars go bold, sort of like the color of the jacket Travis Hunter.
We're talking multiple picks, including a future first-rounder just to snag the Colorado Star. But that was just the beginning. From Shedeur Sanders' shocking slide out of the first round to the Falcons making a wild bet on James Pearce Jr., the 2025 NFL Draft was full of stunning moments. Here are the wildest surprises from draft night. Starting with the biggest, Shedeur Sanders didn't get picked in the first round. 1 year ago, everyone thought Shedeur Sanders would be one of the top 10 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft. Big sports names like CBS Sports, Pro Football Focus, and NBC Sports were sure of it. Even just 10 days ago, ESPN experts Mel Kiper Jr. and Field Yates had Sanders going 9th overall. Things started to get weird after the Titans picked Cam Ward. Some people thought the Browns might take Sanders with the second pick. But instead, they traded their spot to the Jaguars. The Jags used that pick to grab Travis Hunter. Next up, the New York Giants. They needed a quarterback, and Sanders was still available, but they passed on him and picked edge rusher Abdul Carter from Penn State instead. And that's when the slide began. The Saints were on the clock at number 9. Derek Carr has a shoulder problem, so grabbing Sanders would have made sense. But they skipped him too and chose Texas lineman Kelvin Banks Jr. More picks came and went. Then it was the Steelers' turn. They were desperate for a quarterback, but they went with defensive tackle Derek Harmon. Still no Sanders. Then came the moment everyone was waiting for. The Giants traded back into the first round. Maybe this time they'd pick Shedeur Sanders. No. They picked Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart instead? So what actually led to Shedeur Sanders' freefall? After all the hype and talk, Shedeur Sanders dropped all the way out of the first round.
Shedeur Sanders, oh, what a move. Oh, he hit him.
That slide cost him millions in contract money. He was finally picked in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns.
Shedeur Sanders, quarterback.
But that wasn't the only shocker of the night. Colston Loveland going to the Bears at pick 10 was another big surprise, but a good one. Honestly, it's a great fit. Think about it. DJ Moore on one side, Rome Odunze on the other, and Cole Kmet still in the mix, at least for now. If the Bears plan to run 2 tight end sets like Ben Johnson did in Detroit, then Loveland fits right in. Some even think that he's a better fit than Tyler Warren. Now, Penn State's Tyler Warren might be better at blocking on the line, sure, but Loveland, he's a beast in the middle of the field. He's more like a power slot tight end, someone who can fly up the field and grab passes down the seam. It was kind of surprising to see him picked before Warren, but not that crazy. All season long, they were neck and neck as the top tight ends. Now that he's in Chicago with a creative coach like Ben Johnson, Loveland could turn into a star. I think he landed in the perfect spot. But if you think Colston Loveland was a surprise, here's one of the wildest draft day trades. The Jaguars going all in for Travis Hunter. The Jags really wanted Travis Hunter from Colorado, so much that they traded up to get him at pick number 2. Originally, that pick belonged to the Cleveland Browns, and it looked like they were going to take Hunter too, since their GM compared him to baseball hitting legend Shohei Ohtani.
Shotani sends one in the air, deep right field, he's in a world of his own!
But the Jags weren't going to sit back and hope. They made a big offer and the Browns said yes. Here's what the Jags gave up. Their 5th round pick, a 2nd round pick, number 36 overall, a 4th round pick, 126, and a 2026 first round pick. In return, the Jaguars got the 2nd overall pick, which they used on Hunter.
The Cleveland Browns have traded the 2nd pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A 2025 4th round pick and a 2025 6th round pick. That is a lot to give up. Jaguars GM James Gladstone, who had just got hired this offseason, didn't want to miss out on a player like Hunter. Why? Because Hunter is a rare talent. He plays both wide receiver and cornerback at a super high level. It's like getting 2 stars in 1 pick. Some fans think Jacksonville overpaid, but here's the thing. The Browns now have 4 picks in this draft and 2 first-round picks next year. 2026 is supposed to have a bunch of great quarterbacks, so really this trade could work out well for both teams. Now, this one caught us off guard. Emeka Egbuka to the Buccaneers.
Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, Ohio State.
To be honest, throughout the whole draft process, I really thought the Bucs were going to go defense with their pick. I was like, all right, they're probably going to upgrade the secondary, maybe grab a guy like Jaden Barr, Will Johnson, if he fell. And yeah, Will Johnson did fall out of the first round, actually. Some say it's because of injury concerns, others say his tape didn't look great in 2024, so I'm thinking, okay, not a cornerback, maybe a safety? No. Linebacker? Jod Campbell would have been a great pick. Fast, strong, smart. He can rush the QB and drop back in coverage. But the Bucs said no thanks to defense and picked a wide receiver instead. Why? Well, it actually makes sense. Chris Godwin, great player, but injured a lot. Mike Evans, a legend, but probably retiring soon. And even though they've got other young guys like Jalen McMillian and a former 5-star from Maryland, Tampa Bay wanted something reliable. See, Emeka Egbuka is steady, tough, and he's got hands like glue. He runs clean routes, he blocks like a tight end, and after he catches the ball, watch out, he can move. Now, sure, no one's injury-proof, but this guy shows up and plays hard every single time. He's not flashy, but he's exactly the kind of player who helps your team win games. So yeah, it's a surprise at first, but now I think Emeka Egbuka might be one of the smartest picks of the first round. Hey, by the way, did you see what the Falcons did? Keep watching and you'll find out. But first, Jackson Dart to the New York Giants. Look, nobody expected Jackson Dart to go in the first round. Not at all.
2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart.
Sure, there are some things to like about him. Got a strong arm, he can move a little, he made some big plays at Ole Miss. But seeing him picked in the first round just reminds you how important quarterbacks are in football. Teams will do whatever it takes to get one, even if it means picking them earlier than expected. And get this, the Giants actually traded up to grab him. They clearly believe he's special. They took him at pick 25, which isn't super high, but it's still first round. That means they get something called the 5th-year option, which gives them an extra year on his rookie contract if he turns out to be really good. Now, is Jackson Dart ready to start right away? No. And that's okay. He needs time to learn. The offense he played in at Ole Miss is very different than what the Giants run. In college, he was throwing deep a lot, going for those big home run plays. But in the NFL, defenses are smarter. They'll be sitting back, waiting for him to make a mistake. He's going to have to read the defense, make quick decisions, and throw the ball into tight spots over the middle. That's not easy, and he hasn't shown that he can do that just yet. Still, that doesn't mean he can't get there. He just needs time, practice, coaching, patience. You know what else Jackson Dart needs? He needs to subscribe to this channel. If there was an NFL football YouTube draft, huddle up and go #1 overall. Now here's another head scratcher. Quinshon Judkins being picked over Travion Henderson. That was a total shocker.
Quinshon Judkins, running back, Ohio State.
Everyone thought Henderson would be the first Ohio State running back taken in the NFL draft. Like everyone, even the sportsbooks said it wasn't even close. Henderson was basically a lock to go before his teammate Judkins. But the Cleveland Browns surprised everyone by calling Judkins' name first with pick number 36. Just 2 picks later, Henderson finally got his moments when the New England Patriots grabbed him at number 38. So yeah, they both went early, but the order? Nobody saw that coming. Let's talk about the Packers doing something they haven't done in over 20 years. On day 1 of the draft, Green Bay Packers CEO Mark Murphy stepped up to the mic and dropped a bombshell. They picked a wide receiver in the first round. For the first time since 2002, the Packers took a wideout on day 1. The lucky guy, Matthew Golden from Texas.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas. And he's here.
The crowd went wild. Now, some folks are wondering, is Golden really a wide receiver 1? Well, let's look at the facts. Last season, he averaged 17 yards per catch, and at the NFL Combine, he ran a blazing fast 4.29 second 40-yard dash. Now, Green Bay needs a playmaker, especially since their star receiver Christian Watson keeps getting hurt, and now he's out with a torn ACL. So, Golden could be the big play guy that they need while Watson heals. New face, fresh speed, big stage. Let's see what Golden brings to the green and gold. Oh, here we go. Speaking of bold moves, the Falcons just took a giant leap of their own. They traded their future for James Pearce Jr. Was it worth it? During the NFL draft, the Falcons traded away their 2026 first-round pick to the LA Rams to move up and grab James Pearce Jr., a pass rusher from Tennessee. It's a huge price to pay for one player, especially one who had a so-so season last year. Pearce once looked like a top pick, but his performance didn't improve much. One expert even said he regressed, which means that he got worse. And to make things more uncertain, some coaches are worried about Pearce's maturity. One defensive line coach said, "That kid is a first-round talent, but the stuff you hear about him scares me." To help out their weak defense, which ranked 25th in pressuring quarterbacks last season, the Falcons also picked up Jalen Walker, a linebacker who can rush the QB too. Still, giving up a future first-round pick for a player with big question marks? That is a bold move. Only time will tell if it pays off or backfires. Now, let's head back north to Pittsburgh, where fans were left scratching their heads. The Steelers said no thanks to quarterbacks early, and I tell you, fans were confused. The Steelers had the 21st pick in the draft. They could have picked from several young quarterbacks, like Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, or Tyler Shaw, but instead, they took a defensive tackle. Right now, the Steelers quarterbacks are Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Not exactly names that strike fear in defenders. Since Ben Roethlisberger retired in 2022, Pittsburgh has had 5 different quarterbacks start games and 3 different starters in just 3 seasons. That is a lot of chaos. Even in the 3rd round, with players like Milroe and Sanders still available, the Steelers went with a running back, Caleb Johnson. Finally, in the 6th round, they picked QB Will Howard, but by then, most of the big-name talent was gone. Fans wanted hope. Instead, they got more questions. And guess what? There are even rumors that Aaron Rodgers might join the team, but he's 41 years old and already thinking about retirement. Sure, Rodgers is a legend, but he's not the long-term answer. Right now, it feels like the Steelers just patching holes instead of building something solid. So, those are the most shocking picks of this year's draft. But if you want the opposite of this video, check out last year's 2024 quarterback class. Now, these guys are ballers.